Hey, what's up, everybody? Jason Fury here from Neverending Radical Dude. I want to share with you my comic book pile for March 2017. This is every comic book that came out in the month of March that I got my hands on. And later in the week, I'm going to put out a top 5 comic book picks list that I do every month, and it's going to be coming from this pile. And keep in mind, the top 5 picks aren't necessarily the best comics of the month. They're just things I think you should probably check out or take a look at. So I got a big ass pile here, so let's just get started. Inhumans vs. X-Men, not that good. It's issue number 6, and it concludes the miniseries. And I gotta tell you, Marvel and X-Men, the comic books have not been that good for the X-Men, maybe for a year or two, ever since Secret Wars. And I mostly blame Cyclops, Jean Grey, Wolverine, and Professor X being off the board. There's versions of them, but I don't want to get into it. It's a mess. But those original characters are gone, and it really hurts the franchise. Silver Lining, X-Men Prime #1 came out. This is a one-shot, and it's going to kind of reshuffle the deck and create new teams. And I'll admit, this was a pretty good book. So if you want a jumping on point for X-Men, you could grab this. I still got a billion things I could say about the X-Men world, but it's okay. It's okay. I wish it was back to its former glory. Old Man Logan, this has been a great book. We got 2 issues this month, 19 and 20, and it's been fantastic. And this run is going to end at issue 24. So buy the trades, catch up on the books. It's ending, and it's been a fantastic series. Feels kind of like a summer blockbuster. It's pretty great. Here's a tip for everybody. If you see the name Jason Aaron on a comic book, just buy it, because the guy's brilliant. He's an amazing writer, and his run on Doctor Strange has been epic. It's ending at issue 20. This is issue 18, and it's just been a perfect match for him. This is a great book. I couldn't recommend it enough. He teams up with the Mighty Thor, which brings me to another Jason Aaron book, 2 more Jason Aaron books. The Mighty Thor ongoing, number 17, came out, and it was awesome. And The Unworthy Thor #5, which is the final issue in a miniseries with the original Thor, and he fought Thanos in this issue, and it was really fun. Again, Jason Aaron. I don't normally read Spider-Man, but it's a tie-in to Spider-Gwen, which I do read, and it's just been a mini-series. There's been a crossover event where Miles Morales, which is like Ultimate Spider-Man, has been crossing over with Spider-Gwen. It's been really fun, so I read some Spider-Man issues. It's okay. It's pretty cool. Champions #6. This is an alright book. It's kind of like a family-friendly little team of the younger heroes. Got like Miss Marvel, young Cyclops, Miles Morales, a few others like Nova, and they just kind of fight social issues and go around and just try and spread some positive energy in the world instead of just beating up people. They do that too, though, so I don't know. Star Wars. I can recommend every single Star Wars book that came out since the canon reset, since Marvel reclaimed them and is publishing them again. This is a Jason Aaron book, Star Wars #30. Currently, we're visiting Yoda on an adventure before the Phantom Menace, so it's kind of the farthest look we've had at Yoda, and it's been a really fun look. Another ongoing, Poe Dameron, very cool. Charles Soule and Phil Noto have just been killing it with this book. If you want some more like Episode 7 vibe stuff, great book. Dr. Aphra, it's an ongoing book. It's okay. It's a cool character who just kind of, she's like a bounty hunter and archaeologist who just kind of travels around the Star Wars universe. I mean, it's pretty good. It's one of the weaker Star Wars books, but it's still really good. Darth Maul miniseries. This is a 5-part series, and it deals with Darth Maul before Phantom Menace and why he's got so much hate towards the Jedi. Very cool book. That's a great book so far. That's #2. On to DC. Batman ongoing is very, very good. This is number 18 and 19, part of the I Am Bane miniseries, and Batman and Bane have just been whooping each other's ass back and forth, and these 2 issues really show the comparisons, like how Bruce Wayne and Bane are so similar, but they went down different paths. It's been really fun. Can't say the same for All-Star Batman. This is a pretty weak book. We're on number 8. They're $4.99 each, which is way too much for a single comic book. And, you know, it is Scott Snyder, the guy that's been writing Batman forever, but these are just kind of boring books. I don't know what. He lost something. I hope he gets back, because these have not been fun. If you got to read one Batman book, get the ongoing one. It's much better. Red Hood and the Outlaws, awesome book. It's only once a month, but it's got like Bizarro and Jason Todd's Red Hood, and it's so cool. It's a very cool, unique book that you might miss. So Red Hood and the Outlaws. Superman, number 18 and 19. Highly recommended. This is probably my favorite DC book right now. Superman's just been consistently good. There's nothing really bad going on in these books. Trinity, only number 7. It's a really cool book just featuring Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Trinity. Very cool. Green Arrow. This is an alright book. It's the art and the story has been really fun. This is a new arc. It's got kind of a slow start. It's just called The Return of Roy Harper. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep up with Green Arrow or not, but it's been really fun. Doom Patrol has an ongoing again. They kind of relaunched this book. It's part of DC's Young Animal, which is like a more mature DC book. And this book, Doom Patrol, is just weird and wacky and super sci-fi. So, fun stuff. Now, Image. Image is where it's at. If you're going to wander into a comic shop and you don't know what you're looking for, just go straight for Image books. And Saga is probably the best Image book I've ever read. It's overhyped beyond belief, but you know what? It's one of those books that, you know, I say it's overhyped, but it deserves it because it's a fantastic, like, sci-fi fantasy epic. You gotta read Saga. This is volume 7 of a collected series, so it collects a lot of issues. Get Saga. Believe the hype. Deadly Class is the only comic that might be as good as Saga. It's very different. It's 1980s San Francisco, kind of about a school of assassins, and there's just backstabbing and drama and all kinds of crazy stuff. But Deadly Class, very, very awesome book by Rick Remender. He's an amazing writer. And The Walking Dead, I'm sure you've heard of it. This is number 27. This is volume 27. It collects all the Whisperer War books. It's pretty sweet. It was pretty good. I'm also reading Walking Dead single issues, and number 165 came out this month. And, you know, it's really good. It's way better than the AMC TV show. So if you like that, read the book. Headlopper, another Image book. This is kind of like a more mature Saturday morning cartoon. It's about just this big, brutish warrior who travels all these crazy lands with a severed witch's head that talks to him. If that's not a good enough pitch, I don't know what I can do. That's pretty cool. Brand new book, Extremity, by Daniel Warren Johnson. He writes it and draws it, and it's epic. This was an amazing first issue. It hooked me right from the start, so I'm going to be reading Extremity some more. Definitely check this out if you haven't heard of it. Last but not least, Dark Horse, Aliens Defiance. If you like the Aliens movies, this book by Brian Wood just captures the atmosphere of those movies perfectly. It's a 12-part miniseries. This is issue number 10, and it's been a hell of a ride. Very good book if you're a fan of Alien at all. So there you have it. Those are all the comics I read in March of 2017. Be on the lookout for my top 5 picks coming out on Never Ending Radical Dude, probably next week. Peace.